BMF and Meech are known for being flashy and having a lot of money. Was he driving the $500,000 cars back then too?
Nah, not a half. I mean, when I met him, he didn't have, at that point, I think he did have a Bentley before I met him. But when I met him, I think the Bentley had just left. But he was already getting money, bro. We ain't taking nothing away from Meech getting money. I don't want people to think because, oh, I said this about this paperwork. I'm just bringing what's real to the light so people can understand. People talk about me and they talk about him and they talk about you and they talk about everybody. But when you got facts and they facts and when they're important to a person's situation, then a person should let them facts be known. Hold on, y'all. This what's going on for real, for real. This the wool that been over your eyes. But that don't mean that it wasn't no money getting. You can't take that away from him. That got money. Like I ain't really seen a lot of people get money like that. You know what I'm saying? He knew how to get money and attract money and be cool with people and attract more people. He knew how to do that, bro. He was real cool, a real cool dude. You know what I'm saying? When you got a chance to be around him or know him like that, I ain't got nothing bad to say about him in that aspect. You feel what I'm saying? Just as some of the decisions that he made along the way before and after prison is what I questioned about, is what I had put on the table about Big Meech. You know what I'm saying?
At that time, did you know what Meech had going on?
As far as in the streets and personal, like,
Yeah.
nah, I had just met him, and to me, he was just any other like CEO from the streets that's trying to turn their life around and do some entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at Meech just like I looked at a Birdman or a Master P or somebody that was coming out the streets and, you know, going into the music industry to independently to do they, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I wasn't asking no questions. I ain't give a like, this was the plan. This what they wanted to do. They could finance, bankroll what the plans was, and I could orchestrate everything and lay it out as far as production wise and like that to produce the product and, you know, create the images and the logos and all of that. I had all that down pat. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as Stomping Ground is concerned, they already had Stomping Ground when I came to it. It was already done. The logos, I believe, all that was already done. I believe when I first got to Stomping Ground, they were doing it like right when I was getting involved with them. So yeah, I got Cuffy right here, man, St. Louis legend. You know what I'm saying? And I know people heard me speak about Meech's paperwork situation with the last interview that we had, and a lot of people had a lot of stuff to say. They don't believe it, Blue's hating. You know what I'm saying? And when I went back and I looked at everything, I was like, you know what, bro? It's only right and only one way to really do it. You good? Only one way to really do it and just let Dog speak for itself. So I wanted him to call in, and this is him calling in during the interview. Go ahead, Cuff, man. You can introduce yourself and take the flow.
Blue, what's up, man?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you know, a lot of people, man, is thinking that this thing is made up or this thing is fake or that I have an axe to grind. You feel me?
Right.
But I'm in here with a 27-year sentence based on Demetrius Flannery, as you all know as Big Meech, and Tammy Cowens, known in the paperwork as CS1.
Right.
Confidential Source 1. So what Big Meech did was call a third-party cooperation. So Tammy Cowens signed up to be a DEA informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut, plain and simple.
Right. So
okay, so can you break down the story? Like, how do you know this? And how'd you come upon this information?
how do you know? How do you came upon this information though?
We were rewarded what's called a Franks hearing. It's based on a case called U.S. versus Frank. So I would implore your listeners to look the case up. And what a Franks hearing entails is that you're able to cross-examine your accusers, meaning government agents, meaning informants, and so on and so forth, just like a regular trial. So this was testified in court.
Period. Point blank.
This was testified in court that I became a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut.
That's what was said on the stand, bro. The lady became a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut. But I think people would ask a question of this though. This is what I got hit with a lot is, all right, then if he did it to get a time cut, then how come he still did all that time in jail?
Well, what they don't understand is that he never received the time cut because what came out was that she had an illicit sexual relationship with Special Agent Keith Cromer.
Special Agent Keith
Cromer.
Cromer.
But her first DA handler was the guy, as you should know, Blue, who wrote the BMF indictment, Special Agent Jack Harvey.
Special Agent Jack Harvey is the person that locked us all up, who's also the person that locked up Terry White, which was her first case as a DEA agent. And then he retired. He retired after he got them 60 years.
Yeah, he retired, and then her handler became a brother by the name of Keith Cromer, Special Agent Keith Cromer, who was also fired behind this particular case. So Meech never received the time cut because unbeknownst to a lot of people, it's against the law to have a sexual relationship or any personal relationship with a government informant.
If Meech knew about music and contracts, Jeezy wouldn't have been able to sign all them record deals without us because we had already been spending money at the time. As a matter of fact, when that double homicide happened, it was the third day of a 45-day studio session that I paid for in the A-room at Patchwork. 45 days at $1,500 a day, paid up front.
Do you think Jeezy signed those deals because of what happened with Meech?
Yeah, being scared of what was going to happen because he was involved with us. So he don't know if it was going to be over for Meech. Oh man, it's going to be over for BMF. We better sign right now. Let's go ahead and lead out of it. Meech don't know no better. He know I'm signing the deals and he like, oh, hell yeah, it's on. We made it. But his name ain't on no paperwork. That lets you know where the business sense was at. Let me explain to y'all what was supposed to happen. I say Jeezy did it, but it wasn't his fault. It was my fault. A sucker gonna do what a sucker gonna do. It's your job to prevent sucker. And I was a kid still learning. I didn't know all these rules. I'm working under the pretense of Meech buying $100,000 worth of jewelry, riding around my black SL, riding around Meech baby mama Porsche truck, Meech Ferrari. We playing DJ $3,000 in the club to pay the music. We promoting hard. I'm not feeling like gonna run off with the bag if the opportunity came. He took a chunk change amount. He took what we were throwing in the club as his deal. Like we ain't supposed to take that. We supposed to turn these records up and then we supposed to wait 8-9 months and spin back around when this whole nation is yelling it after that run that he got paid $750,000 to go on out with a $3-4 million run. This was supposed to happen. CTE should have been signed to BMF as a label. Jeezy would have been signed to itself to CTE. BMF would have been signed to Def Jam as a label imprint, which would have put Big Meech, Demetrius Flannery, and Barima Blue DaVinci McKnight in the office at Def Jam in New York. There would have been no more bricks. He would have got upfront money, and it would have been more than $750 because it would have been Blue doing the deal. Because I would have made sure that we was worth more than what they gave him. And so he ended up signing them record deals, left Meech out, left me out. I mean, we were just still on the streets thugging.
Okay, but at some point, you and Big Meech stopped talking.
Yeah, so we stopped talking. Me and Meech last time talking was 2017, right? So in 2017, we on the phone like normal, regular conversation one night. And then my homeboy that was with me, he was like, Tone Bird, he from BMF too. Tone was like, ask Big Homie what's up with the movie with 50. Like, what's going on with him from New York? I had to use my New York accent. Yo, what's going on with the 50 Cent movie? So I'm like, oh, yo, Meech, what's up with the movie, with the TV show? Like, where y'all at with that? He like, oh man, it's almost done. The contract almost done. It's almost done. We're gonna be starting. They're gonna be, starting to cast it or whatever, right? He like, I just gotta wait to holler at Tammy before, you know what I'm saying, I know where we at with that. And Tammy is a government informant. So when he said that, I was like, Tammy, what you mean, Tammy? Like, nigga, you ain't heard what's going on with her? And they were like, shit, nigga, I heard some shit, but whatever it is, that shit ain't got shit to do with me. And he was like, man, I'm gonna hit you back. I'm like, all right, that's the last time I ever talked to him. Next time I ain't even talked to him. Next time my cousin talked to him and said that he was trying to get on the phone with me while I'm getting into it with Lil Meech. Lil Meech came into one of the stores that I was working with, one of the exotic rental stores, to rent a car one time and was talking shit. Nigga started talking crazy shit about me, nigga. And my son was in there working at the time, so I'm gonna have my son whoop his ass trying to let the kids lock up. You know what I'm saying? I was mad as a motherfucker. But, all this shit just ended up stemming from a whole nother situation that was surrounding Meech that was going on and shit.
So
you want to pull up some paperwork? You want me to show you how to pull up some paperwork?
So you're talking about Tammy Cowens, right?
Yeah, Tammy Cowan.
Okay, now.
She's a co-producer of the BMF Stars TV show.
Okay, and you're saying that she's an informant.
Definitely, 100%.
Okay.
She's been an informant since 2009.
Okay, so I'm on the page right now.
Yeah, it's 32 pages or something.
I'm on the first page, and now it says, United States of America versus plaintiff, and it says, Donnie Gatlin, Timothy.
Deion Gatlin. Shout out
Deion
Cuff.
Gatlin.
Shout out Cuff. That's my nigga Cuff. Deion Gatlin. Yeah, he's one of the first defendants. Yeah.
Okay.
St. Louis Project niggas. What's happening?
So, can you kind of break down this paperwork for me and how she's involved in this? And where can I go?
Tammy Cowens is Big Meech personal assistant / business partner / whatever you want to call. You know what I'm saying? Basically, she became the owner of what Meech has as BMF Entertainment, his company from prison. His company, she became the owner of it in 2008. And in 2009, she became a government informant. In 2010, she did a case that was pertaining to a guy that Meech met in prison and one of Meech's homeboys of 26 years.
Okay. Now, in this paperwork, it doesn't actually say her name.
Right, yeah. You will have to it don't say her name. It say her name on paper on the cover sheet, her actual name. But this is a case, so they're not gonna be saying the witnesses' names in the case. They're gonna call them CS1 or CSOI or something like that, confidential source or whatever. It's confidential, bro. It's not public. That you know what I'm saying. The snitch on the case is not public. You feel me? Until maybe after the case and the people was put away in prison and they out of government hiding and all that shit, and then you get some paperwork and then you might see it. Outside of that, you got to be tapped in. You got to have that pacer. Got to be able to pull cover sheets and shit like that. But when people read the affidavit, it explains to you exactly who she is. And then when people follow or know, or once you get to understand the situation, then you'll get to see exactly who Tammy Cowens is.
Okay, I'm gonna read a little part of it real quick, man. It says CS1's relationship with Flannery, Suarez, and Gatling. When CSI became a DA informant, CSI was and had been a longtime associate of Demetrius Flannery. Now, here's where it says CSI1 held Flannery's power of attorney and life rights with creative control. So...
yeah, that means she's the person that got his life right. So she's the person that 50 Cent got the movie from, the TV show from. That's the only way to get it. You can't get it from Meech because he in prison, so he can't DBA. He can't do business from prison. He's in jail. So he has to sign his rights to do his life story or do whatever he gonna do in his name over to somebody else. And Tammy Cowens is the person that was appointed to do all of that business. And she's the one that got the deal with 50.